at Big Black 5. Big_Black 5 is his Twitter handle, and he's our guest here on the Sports Bash on 97.3 ESPN. Good afternoon, Max. How are you, pal?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks. It's good to hear your voice. I do hope that you remember all those Friday night blitzes and NBC 40 highlights we got to show of you in your high school career.
Yes, sir. I definitely do.
Good times indeed. Let's start there. The path to the NFL began on a field that didn't have lights, right? The path to the NFL began with Ricky Moriello and Paul Sacco running you through drills.
Yes, sir. Definitely. Great 4 years at St. Joe. Definitely helped build me on this, build me up on this journey that led me here.
So we were talking about before you came on your progression through that you had gotten with Oakland and you were on their practice squad, and then the Bills saw enough out of you that they signed you away from the Raiders, and now you're in Buffalo. And, of course, this great karma. I mean, first and foremost, how many tickets or how many people are going to be at the game on Thursday night to see you run out on that field at Lincoln Financial Field?
There's going to be a lot. I have a lot of family and friends that are going to be there at the game. I couldn't even tell you how many, but it's definitely going to be a lot.
Sicklerville, New Jersey. Oh, I forgot. Happy birthday, by the way. Didn't you just have a birthday?
Yes, I just turned 23.
23 years old in the NFL, wearing number 54. I did appreciate that you gave the shout-out to the pizza place in Hammonton in your bio. Never forget where you came from, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
How much of that, do they give you a form? How much of that do you see? Or do you actually fill all that out yourself? The bio.
On the bio?
Yeah.
For like the player bio?
Yeah, for like the Bills website. Do you see a lot of that, or do they just come ask you a couple of questions and then the next thing you know, it's saying that your go-to karaoke song is 22 by Taylor Swift?
Oh, yeah. It's more they just ask you a couple of questions randomly, then you'll just see it in a program sometime down the line.
Well, we hope to see you on the NFL field on Thursday night against the Philadelphia Eagles. So tell me a little bit about your Bills experience and what they're telling you up there.
It's been great. Third NFL training camp. I've been running with the 2s and the 3s at defensive end. I've been making a lot of progress. It's good to have my hand back in the ground and just coming off the edge consistently. So it's been a good ride so far. I'm really excited to play back home. This is big. I've never played in Philadelphia before, so this is going to be huge for me.
And I would think with it being the second preseason game for you, I would expect, Max, that you're probably going to get a lot of playing time, right?
Yes. I'm pretty much scheduled to play the entire game, so it'll be good, especially being at home doing it.
How about the coaching staff up there? Leslie Frazier, the D coordinator, and the kind of defense. You hint a little bit about putting your hand back in the ground. It's funny how, there's more than two ways to, figure out an equation, right? I mean, every team is different. Oakland does one thing one way. Buffalo does something another way. But what's been most right for you, and why are you so excited to be a part of this defense with Buffalo moving forward?
It's just because it's such an attack style defense. Everything's just with the D line. It's just all about really just getting off the ball, getting upfield. Not too much thinking involved in the 4-3 up front. It's just really about getting off, and I love it. It's my favorite type of defense.
Max, got to ask you about a couple of guys who were Eagles at one time, LaShawn McCoy and just most recently Jordan Matthews. What's it been like in the locker room with those guys? And, how much, especially LaShawn, looking forward to getting back to Philly this weekend?
Shady's a great guy, great teammate, real funny guy. But, he's a great guy to have around. I always tell him because all my friends back home, every time I'm at home, they always ask me about Shady. So I always tell them he's still got a lot of fans back in Philly. But Jordan, I've seen Jordan, but I haven't really got a chance to talk to him since we were really just at training camp. And, I haven't really had the chance to talk to him yet, but he seems like a great guy.
How about that number 89 on the Arizona Cardinals, the tight end out there? What do you know about that guy?
That's my big brother. He's been doing great out there. I'm proud of him. I'm really proud of him.
So it's pretty cool that two brothers that played for the Winslow Redskins at 6 are now in the NFL, right? Can you maybe talk about the progression of both you guys and how you helped each other and how cool it is that not one but two brothers from the Valles family are in the NFL?
It's honestly very crazy. I mean, just since we were little kids, we were just always so competitive with each other. Like, I mean, through elementary, middle, and high school. Like, he went away for high school, but whenever he was home, I mean, we were in the backyard just getting after it. If it was playing basketball, doing like one-on-ones in football, we always competed. And I mean, it's great to see him and myself at this level now. Great for my parents as well.
Max, wanted to ask you about Buffalo. What's it like playing there? I mean, everybody around here is used to big city, Philadelphia. You know what the Philly fans are like. How about Buffalo? Because it's obviously a much smaller town, but it's very more, a lot from what I've heard, it's a lot more intimate, correct?
Oh, yeah, it's very, very intimate because, I mean, Buffalo is really, I mean, it's a city, but it's not a city at the same time. Like, where we're at, we're in the suburbs in Orchard Park, so, like, I mean, Buffalo's really nothing. I wouldn't even compare it to Philadelphia, but it's very like close-knit fan base. Bills Mafia gets pretty wild on Sundays. Just throughout the weekend, tailgating pretty much up until the game, you see them out there.
How about in terms of practices and anytime you get this point in training camp, I know you guys are just dying and tired of hitting each other. How have Bill's practices been in terms of physicality? I've seen in some articles there's been a few scuffles going on lately, and what are your thoughts on that? Good for the team?
Oh, yeah, it's great for the team. I mean, every scuffle that's happened just been in a very – there was no, like, hateful scuffles on the field. It's just offense is very competitive and defense is very competitive, but – I think it helps build the team at the same time.
We're spending a few minutes with Max Valles. He's a defensive end for the Buffalo Bills, wears number 54, and he's also a guy with local ties as he played his high school football for the St. Joe Wildcats right in our area in Hammonton, New Jersey. Wide receiver, defensive end, and safety. How many games did you lose in high school, Max?
Not
many.
Let's see. Not many. I played varsity 3 years, and I lost 4 games, I think. Won 3 state championships.
That's important. Then, of course,
yeah.
a little time at UVA, and I'm sure you hold your Virginia time to leave there after 2 years. It was time, right? I mean, the NFL was calling.
I mean, yeah, it was time. I mean, I enjoyed my time in Charlottesville. I mean, I stayed down there last offseason. I'm still very close to the program, but yeah, it was definitely time. I felt like I'm definitely very proud of what Bronco Mendenhall's been doing over at UVA and how he's been building the program back up as well.
Well, and certainly a great homecoming for you that's scheduled for this Thursday. Then, is you'll be at Lincoln Financial Field with a lot of friends and family in the stands. So I guess I'll try and urge all our Sports Bash listeners here on 97.3 ESPN. Don't rag on number 54 too hard. He's one of us, right?
Yeah.
Although you'd probably be insulted if they didn't boo you, right, Max?
Yeah, I actually would be very insulted if I didn't get booed in Philly. Very insulted.
Hey, Max, we were talking about your brother before. I mean, it is, it doesn't happen often. You get two guys from one family that grew up together, rumbling with each other in the backyard, playing in the NFL. What's it like for your parents, and how frequently do you and your brother get to talk? I'm guessing not much right now while you're both so busy in camp.
I mean, me and my brother, we're very close. I FaceTime him, or he FaceTimes me usually at nighttime whenever we're done with meetings. So, I mean, we're pretty close. We talk, like, if not every day, every other day.
Given that he's a tight end and you're a defensive end, you guys able to kind of pick each other's brains to try to learn a little bit from what the other guy thinks at their position?
Yes, definitely. When it comes, like, when we're at home, we just be, like, sitting in the living room, like, going over blocking, like, what's he thinking in this situation, what I'm thinking in this situation, just to kind of get a gist I mean, what the other person right across from you is going to be doing.
Max Valles is with us, the defensive end from the Buffalo Bills. I do not see the Cardinals on the Buffalo schedule this season, so there isn't a time where your mother's going to have to worry in the stands that one of you is going to injure the other one, but that day could happen.
Yeah, that'll be the day when we finally get to go against each other. That'll be great.
I gave a nice shout out to Paul and Pamela. That's your parents, right? And two.
Yeah.
And boy, two older brothers. We're cutting one of the. Who's the fifth Beatle? Who's the brother we're not talking about?
I have an older brother named Andre too.
All right. Well, we got to give Andre his due. I mean, obviously he had contributions to the family as well. Let's not slight Andre.
Yeah, he definitely molded me and Hakeem into being as tough as we are.
He was the oldest. Is that right?
Yes, I think Andre's 30.
I love that you have to think about it. That's brotherhood right there, you know.
Yeah.
You just had your birthday. Your brother's playing for the Cardinals. Your family will be there on Thursday night. Before we wrap things up, Max, what do you want to say to anybody that's local and listening and hearing, hey, that's my guy, Max? Or, you know how it is. When you make it, then other people out there remember, yeah, that guy tackled me on my rear end when they scored 55 against us, or I made a good play against them. What do you want to say to all the local listeners that remember Max Valles?
To all the local listeners, I just want to say thank you to, everybody that's followed me through my career, and to my friend, John Whopper Maniscalco. He ran me over in high school, and he doesn't live it down to this day because he tells everybody he ran over an NFL player. He's one of my best friends, so I know he'll love to hear that.
Good stuff, Max. Well, we're going to stay in touch with you as you go out throughout your career. We wish you the best of luck on Thursday night with the Bills against the Eagles in the preseason. We'll track you during the season and see how you do. Okay, bud?
Thank you. I really appreciate it, guys.